Video will be setting up required stones to start our projections. First of all, I will introduce IDE, Interactive Development Environment, is a software applications which acts an environment to execute and develop the programs.
Get started, do a quick Google search for the Storm install for download IntelliJ. Click on the link download IntelliJ IDE. IntelliJ IDE is the broad platform IDE that provides a consistent experience on the Windows, Mac OS, and Linux operating system. There are two versions of IntelliJ available. Ultimate is the paid version, but it will be free if we use the student email. There is a community version, which built on the open source. I'll get the Ultimate version installed. For this demo, I'm using the Windows operating system 64-bit machines, thus I'm downloading the .exe file of Ultimate Edition available for Windows. Once the download is completed successfully, you might run the file as administrator. In the next step, the default installation location of application is displayed. There is an option to select the different locations. Click next in the installation option window, set checkbox to update context menu and to update path variable. Click next. Last up in the choose start menu folder, click on install. Let's download JDK while waiting for the process finish. Now search for the Storm JDK library card download. Most probably, the first link displayed in the search result will be our official website to download JDK. You will be redirected to a file which has downloadable file mapped to different operating system configurations to a correct file that suits your system and configuration. Then choose full JDK. Then click download zip or MSI, it's up to you. Once download is completed, navigate to the file and extract the file. Now let's wait for the process finish. Okay, it's done. Click finish and open IntelliJ. Click OK. Enter your student email password. Maybe I have entered the wrong password. I will enter the password. Okay. Click on Get from VCS, copy the GitHub link. I'll drop it in the descriptions. Click on the button Clone. Click on Login with GitHub to authorize your account. Now, our project will be automatically cloned to your computer. I'm gonna add library card JDK, the one you unzipped earlier. Close the window and select File and choose Project Structure. Click on the arrow and add APK to JDK. Copy the address that contains the JDK file and copy paste. Select the JDK library card, apply, and OK. Select the build the project that has the program to detect the new library. That's on the process execute our program.
My name is Phong, and for the next part, I will walk you through the UI design of the application. So after I click on the run button, there will be a loading screen pop up in the middle of the screen, and it's telling that the application is now running in the background. So we just have to wait for it. Yes, so now the application is done. On the top we will have the name of our team on the left hand side and a button mode on the right hand side. I will talk about this button later. The next row is the menu of the categories. Each of them is a button that when I hover the mouse to, its background slightly pops up to tell which button is chosen. It can also change the color when I click on it. Next is the title of the page, and below are the boxes. Each box is a news and they are separate from each other. When scrolling to the end, there will be 5 buttons for pages, and it's also like the button of the menu of category. Okay, so this is the full screen size. Let's bring this view a little bit. As you can see, when I change the size, the component inside move right away to fit with the size. Especially the category button move to the next row and be centered automatically. So now let's talk about the button. Our application has 2 modes, light mode and dark mode. When I click on this button, I switch the mode of the entire application. So this is the dark mode, and I can switch to the light mode as well. The mode is kept when I go into the article. Okay, let's try it again. Yeah, and it is also kept when I move to the other page, or even when I move to the other category. Yes, it's kept, and I can switch to the light mode again, as you can see. Okay, so that's all of the UI design.
Hello, I'm An, and I will talk about the features that our application have. So as you can see, we are welcome with the new category. Our application will have 10 categories, which include new, COVID, politics, business, technology, health, sport, entertainment, words, and other. There are 2 special categories, which is new and other. New will contain the latest news. As you can see, this news is 1 hour ago, 2 hours ago, and so on. And other will hold the news which cannot be divided into any of these categories. So if you see that, if you want to go to any category, you can click on it. Wait a few seconds because it needs to scrape the news from the outlet. Sometimes it can be long because of bad connection. So as you can see, we are in technology category. There are 50 news. When you scroll down, you only see 10 of each. However, you can change to other page, like page 3, and it will display more news for you. And when you see article you want to read, you can click on the description, the title, and it will go to the news. It will display the title, description, images, and text. You can also find the author, the article, and the duration of the news. When you are done, you can click on go back and go back to where you left off.
Hello, my name is Phuc, and today I will present about the class UML diagram of our project.
Here's our class UML diagram. As we summarize, our pages have category buttons to switch between categories, so we create a changing category class for them to inherit. However, the category pages have some other methods, such as action events for changing page buttons, setting the news content, and strapping the category URL. So we declare a category page class to start all of them and inherit the changing category class before being inherited by the category controllers. Our system works mainly on the category page class. To set the category content, we use method which declare in the supported method class. We separate this method to another class to make our code become more efficiency. And after showing the news list to the UI, if the user presses the news title, it will execute the article controller class to show the content of the news. Almost attributes of this class are used to set the category scene and the new content such as title, description, and image by getting data from news lists which are declared in the news management class. To set the data for the news list, the system will run the strapping strategy, which is also declared in the news management class. Let's talk about the strapping tool. In our system, we use JSON as the external library for strapping. Basically, it will access to the URL through the connect method and then use the select method to get the content from the HTML structure. Move back to the email. The data type of the news which is declared as new class, as you can see here. When JSON finishes wrapping the content, it will pass the data to the constructor of the news class and add to the news list by the management class. After all, there's a method in the category page class getting the time from the news and passes to the time class. After that, it will sort the news from earliest to the latest. Then it will display on the UI. Especially, there's a loading screen controller class to parallelly display the waiting screen at the beginning while the program is loading.